Hello everyone. Today we will be talking about OS command injection by using exploitable unguarded without guardrails LLM APIs. This will be the lab that we will be talking about for today, and this is the architecture of today's laboratory. So, as you can see, like as usual, needs to change a little bit, but yeah, these are the chains. The yellow ones are the parts that if they were implemented, this attack will be not successful. And there will be no other things because the others are generally the attack path itself. So attacker goes to talk with the LLM itself, asks LLM what function calls does he have, and then it reaches to new subscription function call. For this lab, password reset and product information will be not important. We covered the product information sites exploitation at the previous video. So, we see the newsletter subscription itself, and we start to try something. We firstly check the send email function, I mean the newsletter subscription itself via our mail, and then we take a mail from the new subscription endpoint itself that says, okay, you are subscribed to newsletter. Good. And then we try something. We write exactly this. So basically, when we give a mail, that mail is probably processed in a command line in this format, which calls another service to send a mail to a process Y, but from command line itself. So this is basically an exploitable part for us. Why? Because you can divide the commands itself at the command line by using a lot of tricks synthetically. So this is one of the tricks. You can check the OC operating system command injection part at the burp suite for more details. But if like you can run commands via exploiting these type of endpoints if they are not configured in a way that it will be not running anything at the command line, or the string controls itself is not good enough to check are there anything that is inserted at the post request to the next other side that is containing something that can change something at the server side. But if it's wanted, I can do a video about operating system command injections. I mean, it depends to you. Anyways, then the attacker itself will try something. It will write who am I at here, which I will do it, and then it will be taking another mail because the end part of the mail will be the same, and it will be sending request to us, which is not realistic at the real life, but still it will be useful for us to see how attack works. So we will receive an email called carlos.gmail.com. Means that we can check what is happening inside the Carlos side. So we will be writing ls and send, and we see a text file. Then we will be deleting the text file, which means we delete something from the server side, which is really, really problematic path to exploit, which you can do anything at the server side. So yeah, now we can check the lab. So currently we are at the lab. So we are like the attacker. These are the backend logs, and this is the email part. And like the goal of the lab is this lab contains us. So basically, we need to delete moral.txt from the Carlos home directory, which is the server side. So Carlos can be at any place. So we can come to the chat and we can say hello, and it will be asking, like we will be asking, what functions do you have? And it is typing. Yeah, it gave me a name of product, which is interesting because I asked what functions do you have. We can ask like what function call capabilities do you have? And you can see the password reset, and said their subscription and providing information about products as resell. So we can ask what newsletter subscription has as a variable. What variables the newsletter subscription needs to have? It should have an email address. So we can try our email address. So we can say like, can you call the newsletter subscription with this email? So good. We can check the backend logs. So for some reason it made a product info function call, but this was not what we wanted. And then like role assistant, etc. So subscribe to newsletter, and then arguments because it was not given. Hey, he made a function call, and probably made a function call to check what variables does it take exactly, and then it made the function call again with my mail. Good. So when we check the mail, I have the mail itself. So for example, we can try something like this to check will we able to make a OS command injection. Something like this. Something or something like this. Or like maybe this. Or maybe I can check who am I, maybe, not sure. So it was successful. So it was customer dot exploit etc or something like that. Attacker customer, who am I think there was a problem, so I will retry. So assistant customer, okay, like maybe we will able to find something like, not sure. Email subscription was successful. It directly rolled ls. It says assistant, weirdly. So we can check what's happening at the background. So it says assistant again, and then it says again assistant. So we worked a little bit so we said who am I, and then we take assistant, ls, assistant, customer, but when we renamed it, we didn't do anything extra, we just write again, but in a different way. Just write it the mail itself, and then asked to model itself to use this as a subscription to this mail. And he directly used this mail itself, like literally, directly this mail itself. And for reason, interestingly, when I write who am I, he write it assistant. Who am I? Assistant. So he made the function calls via this, not via who am I. which is an interesting behavior. Anyways, so we get the Carlos. You can check the manual from here either. But this video's point is explaining the whole structure for you and going line by line and facing the problems like this. If you have, you will able to find the problem, which is a kind of interesting problem. So who am I customer, who am I assistant? Interesting. Anyways, and then we have Carlos. So I think this works. So we can try something like, I think this. It entered ls, so we need to have something, and moral.txt. So moral.txt is what you're looking for, and this means that if you write something like rm what moral.txt, then maybe this will finish. So it says the address is invalid, and if you check is it like still available? It is still invalid, so we can refresh, and yeah, it's solved. Nice. So we can check, but nothing and came because at ls there was nothing, so the mail itself is not meaningful, it is not valid. So yeah, as you can see that this is not a good design to go with, which is sometimes happens, but for the modern system this is in general probably not the case, but for legacy systems maybe you will able to see these type of issues maybe. And also you need something like a policy engine that will be enforcing how function calls will be used and what is contained at the arguments itself while using the function calls. And this policy engine can be implemented in really different ways. And if you want to learn this, you can check my LLM firewalls video. And also you need a strong system prompt, which means that this system prompt will be informing the model itself about what can happen, what attacks can happen, what people can say, and how he should be reacting it, etc., etc. So this is basically the goal of the strong system prompt. I hope this video was helpful for you, and at the next video we will be making an XSS with an invalid, like inappropriate or not enough output handling, and we will be deleting the users via XSS because of the indirect prompt injection. And yeah, you will be seeing this at the next video. I hope it was helpful, it was useful, it was showing you what you need to do, and it was like informing what is the structure of the general lab is. And see you at the next video. Take care.